Okay, I got my coffee. It's now in my favorite mug, so it's actually gonna stay hot today, unlike last week. But yeah, we're going to be taking a little bit of break in my declutter series that I've been doing. I've launched 2 videos so far, and there are 2 more to come for sure, maybe 3. I think it'll just be 2. But anyway, I want to take a break to continue my Will I Buy It series that I do every single Saturday. So if you've been enjoying the declutter series, don't worry, it's still coming. There's more to come, more eyeshadow palettes to go through. But we're going to take a pause on that today and do my Will I Buy It, talking about new makeup releases. If you're new around here, hello and welcome. My name is Katie Marie. I am a lover of eyeshadow palettes. If you can't tell from my backdrop, I like eyeshadow palettes. And today I am excited to sit down with you guys and talk about mostly new indie makeup, but honestly, most of it, like what stands out to me. There's a lot of eyeshadow palettes. So once again, this week there is a decent number of eyeshadow palettes and they always just jump out to me and catch my attention. So I enjoy being able to sit down with you guys once a week and talk about that with you guys. Per usual, the inspiration for this series is started by Samantha, and I'm inspired by Samantha, Angelica, and Amy. I always like to shout them out in the video, and I also leave them tagged in my description box. But yeah, they were the inspiration for this series. But with that said, I like to keep these intros pretty short and sweet because my videos do end up being fairly long. I feel like 30 minutes is the norm. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into it. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and do my Instagram shout out for today. And for today, I'm going to be highlighting this commenter from my most recent Instagram post. They left this really sweet comment and it just stood out to me and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to comment on my posts over on Instagram. I really do appreciate it. And you are my Instagram shout out for today. Alright, so first order of business is to talk about Colourpop, because I feel like the last couple weeks I always just kind of put Colourpop in my late breaking news because they tend to launch and release their new collections. I feel like mostly Fridays or Saturdays, which is after I record these videos, so I just want to touch on it briefly. But Colourpop's newest giveaway is their Disney Bambi collection, and is a really cute collection packaging wise. I think packaging wise, Colourpop always kills it. I think it's adorable. Like, look at that. Part of my childhood just comes back calling. So cute. But when you actually look at the colors inside the palettes, that's where I just have, honestly, no real interest. It just looks like every one of their palettes ever. Like, there's a purple palette, there is a neutral warm tone palette, and then there is like a neutral cool tone palette. And I have, like I said, no real interest. Also too, I think I'm a bit unpopular, but I'm not the biggest fan of their formula, like their eyeshadow formula. I think it's fine. I think it's definitely like drugstore level, honestly a little below some drugstore, like good drugstore eyeshadows. I feel like it's a little bit below that, because on me, the big issues I always find, and I'm using their Fade to Hues palette right now, and I'm finding it every time I do my eyes, but their eyeshadows aren't super incredibly pigmented, so it takes a little bit of building up. But then also longevity. I can never get good longevity with their eyeshadows, which granted is nothing crazy like they're creasing and like disappearing off my eyes by the midday mark, but by the end of the day, I definitely see significant amounts of fading and creasing, and it's just, I mean, it's not that expensive, so I understand that. But when you think about how expensive it is and other drugstore eyeshadows that I can put on and they stay on my eyes all day, they're just not my favorite. So that was a bit of a side rant. Oh yeah, I was playing with markers with the kids and was trying to clean it off their hands and somehow got my fingers all stained. Anyway, so yeah, this is an easy pass for me. I think they did a great job with the packaging, but honestly, I feel like with Colourpop all the time, packaging is what gets me. The color story inside very rarely does. Spectrum Official launched this 25-piece brush set that includes a microfiber towel. That's kind of cool, and it's collaboration with Katie Jane Hughes. There's a lot of brushes, 25 brushes, that's a lot. This is expensive. I didn't realize the last time I mentioned Spectrum, I thought I said that I thought they were affordable, but they're not. They're like actually really expensive. This brush set retails for $235 US. So that's expensive. So looking up close though, they got a lot of nice brushes. Like, look how teeny tiny and thin that liner brush is. That's really nice. I love these little detail brushes and the little tiny smudger brushes. I'm very much into focusing on adding more detailed and tiny brushes to my collection, so it's definitely something my eye goes to. That little tiny, both of those tiny blending brushes definitely intrigue me. So there's aspects of this collection that I definitely like, but I hesitate to buy collection in sets of brushes. I'd much more prefer to just buy them individually, because you guys know know I have a ton of brushes. I don't need a full brush set, but I do think if you're wanting to get, you know, started and you need a lot of brushes to kind of get, you know, that set, that core set that you need, I do understand that, you know, brush sets can be very valuable, but for me, this is a pass, though I will say I've heard people say really great things about these brushes. I've never tried Spectrum, but that's good to know the quality is there for the price. But I will say my favorite part of this brush set is the handles, the green. It's really pretty. I'm so tempted to buy it just for those green handles. So LORAC Pro, I saw this on Ulta this morning when I was browsing their website. I was like, wait, I haven't seen anyone talk about this, and I went back and found it. Makeup Release Radar just shared, but they are dropping a Dewy Canvas Prep Primer. But the thing that intrigues me and honestly has me halfway tempted to try it is that it is a moisturizer and primer, kind of like Smashbox Primerizer, and you guys know I love Smashbox Primerizer. Right now I'm using the, oh, what is it? What brand is it? I'm so bad at remembering brands. I think Catrice? No, Essence. Essence has a Prep and Primer, whatever, that's kind of like a dupe for the Smashbox Primerizer. I've done a video comparing them. I'll leave it linked up here. Anyway, I love both of those products because they're great to give me a moisturized base but leave me a little bit tacky and act as a good primer. So this very much intrigues me on that aspect, but I mean, at the same time, do I need another primer, especially one in a bulky packaging presentation wise? Not really. It retails for $35. It's available now. I'm very tempted. What do you guys think? Is this something that intrigues you? Does it at all pique your interest? Because it definitely has mine. Maybe if I finish out the Essence one, that'll be like, okay, you finished that, now you can get a new one. And I don't have the Smashbox one, Primerizer, anymore, so maybe I could repurchase and try this. I don't know, I'm just very tempted, and I'm glad to see LORAC coming out with something. Makeup Revolution is launching these new eyeshadow palettes. Let's see, they're called the Ultraviolet and Sugar Ray, available for $10 each. I saw these also on the Ulta website this morning. They kind of came out, dropped out of nowhere, though I think Makeup Revolution usually does that. They're cute, like that one for a purple one, this one for a more neutral with a pop of hot pink. Easy pass for me. It looks like plastic packaging, and very clear plastic packaging, which I think is new for them. What brand does that? Is it Huda who has some like that? I don't know. I feel like they're kind of trying to dupe the vibes of a different brand, but I can't remember who it is. But anyway, it's an easy pass for me just because the color story, neither one of them really grabs me. Okay, so this brand is Moxie Cosmetics, and they are launching 11 new single eyeshadows. They say duochromes and multichromes. They're available for pre-order now. I have a hard time seeing the multichromeness. I think that second one that they swatched, maybe the first one that they swatched, I can see a bit of multichrome in it. Oh no, you're going to see here in a minute that they're going to move their arm. But I feel like they're just kind of more duochrome, and some just, honestly, I don't like the gold one. I don't see even a duochrome aspect. Maybe it's one of those that you have to see in person because I don't really see any duochromeness. I just see a really good gold shimmer. Like, it's beautiful, not saying it's not. But anyway, new brand. I hadn't never heard of them before, but those swatches are definitely pretty. If you like shiny things, I feel like this is going to grab your attention because that gold grabs my attention. Seriously, I love that dirty type of grungy gold. So pretty. But anyway, new brand. Have you heard of this brand before? Moxie Cosmetics. I don't think I have a price. They're launching March 6th. But yeah, another indie makeup brand launching duochromes and multichromes. Half Baked Cosmetics is launching half-called cream bronzers in these little heart compacts, which is cute to look at, but I'm also the type that I see the heart compact and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want it anymore. Just because it's so, not just a weird shape, but it's also like bubbled a little bit, and so it's just not going to fit and just gel very nicely with what I have and like how I store my makeup and whatnot. So it's an easy pass for me, and also I'm not into cream bronzers and whatnot, but I did want to shout them out because I have looked and I have, I'm always interested to see what else Half Caked Cosmetics comes out with. I think I might have just called them Half Baked earlier. Half Caked, I'm so sorry. Next up, this is a new brand that I just discovered this morning from Indie Makeup Hotspot called Victoria Tavie. I know I'm butchering that last name for the brand, but anyway, they're launching nude lipsticks, or not nude lip glosses, I'm sorry. But look at them. I think they're based in the US. They're cruelty-free. The lip glosses retail for $16. And yeah, just some basic, you know, standard nude lip glosses that look really nice. I like the colors. I feel like the third one from the top is definitely one that I would totally go for, but they look nice. I haven't heard of the brand. Like I said, I just stumbled across them this morning on Indie Makeup Hotspot, so I thought I would shout them out. Super exciting to see a new brand opening up. And they're Black owned as well. I don't think I mentioned that. So yeah, that's really cool to see, but also the packaging. I think they did a great job with like the packaging presentation. I love the frosted finish of the tubes. That's really, really pretty. This is exciting to see, and I wanted to, you know, mention them in today's video. Dominique Cosmetics launched a primer and mist. I'm just not really that interested. The mist especially, I struggle to use mist. I just don't enjoy the process, so I don't think to do it to spray my face, so I rarely go through them. But the primer, I mean, sounds nice. Clean ingredients, fragrance free. I do like that the primer is in that kind of pump, but it's a squishy bottle. What is that even called? Oh, it's almost like a squeeze tube bottle, but it has a pump. Those are my favorite when it comes to foundations and primers. That's my favorite type of packaging because it's just so practical. You can really squeeze the tube to get the last drop, but it has the pump, so it's not like a squeezy tube making a mess. Those are my favorite. Totally a side tangent there, but just so you know, those are my favorite. So Necromancy Cosmetics launched this new palette, and I'm going to go ahead and let this video play so you guys can see, but it's a really interesting packaging. They have a little mirror that detaches, and then the palette opens up to be an 8-pan palette. I was not expecting this. I think the back of it, you know, opening it up like that gives you a really pretty picture, and it's different. I will give them credit for that. They really went for something different, something unique when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, and I think they did a great job presentation and, you know, packaging and design-wise. Like, the artwork on the palette I think is beautiful. But anyway, I'll scroll down here so you guys can see. These are the swatches of the palettes, or the palette. It's an easy pass for me just because this leans more on the red to pinky side of neutral, that it doesn't grab me as much, but I think it's pretty. Just, I don't know, it's easy for me to talk myself out of, so I'm going to talk myself out of. Also, too, these two at the end just seem really, really close. I don't know if that's just me, but those, even swatching them, like, maybe the picture doesn't do it justice, but it's like, I think I can see a difference, but like, do I really see a difference? Did you really need them both? But anyway, this is a pass for me, but I did want to share, when is it launching? I'm not sure, but coming soon. Okay, so this brand is Omas Cosmetics, I believe, O-M-A-S, and they released a range of nude liquid, I think lip glosses, actually, not liquid lipsticks. Yeah, lip glosses. So they have a ton of lip glosses in a very big range from clear to like super dark, rich, like a chocolate type of color. So that's, I think, a great range, but also they launched at the same time this palette right here, which is like, hello, that's beautiful. They call this palette a rainbow eyeshadow palette. They have this word. They say it translates to rainbow, so I'm going to call it rainbow because I can't even begin to pronounce that and I don't want to butcher it. But look at that artwork. Ooh, look at this artwork. I think it's like so simple but so beautiful. Like, I love those kind of paint spill type designs and artwork and whatnot, so I think it's very pretty. And then over here is the look at the palette. I do think that the top row is just extremely repetitive, and I feel like even looking at these swatches kind of tells me everything I need to know. I feel like this left side, I'm very much intrigued. I love the greens, I love the lime colors, and even the purples and blues I think are very pretty. But this other side I just feel like is a tad unnecessary. Like, I see little differences, but it's like, do I really see little differences? I like the orange, the two oranges on the bottom, but there's just a lot that seems to be the same. I feel like this is a palette, once again, that could have been like a 9-pan palette and you'd still get the same vibes, the same feel without just having so many. But with that said, I don't think it's expensive. $29 for the palette, available for purchase now at Omas Cosmetics, but it's an easy pass for me, but I did want to share that it's a new brand. They've got a really beautiful palette and also a lip gloss collection. Okay, this is super cute. Hipdot is coming out with Peeps. They did a Peep collab. Look at these little sponges. I don't use sponges often. do you guys even see? I don't even know if you can see this in the shot. No, it was out of the shot basically, but I have this whole thing. I got it at like Dollar Tree. I just dropped some sponges. Anyway, I got this at Dollar Tree. And I keep all my sponges in it. I rarely use sponges. I have enough, but I'm tempted to pick this up just because it's so cute. Like, I don't know, my childhood comes back when I look at this box of Peeps that are sponges. Like, how cute is that? But I'm not going to. I'm going to hold myself back. And then the Peep palette, I think it's cute. It's just definitely an easy pass for me, just because I feel like, I don't know, there's just something about the color story. Like, I get what they were going for, trying to keep with the Peep color theme, but I feel like it could have been done a little bit better without feeling so chaotic and like not really flowing well. I don't know. I just look at this palette and I'm like, I don't know what I would do with it. So with that, keeping all that in mind, it's going to be an easy pass for me. But I give them like A+ for, you know, packaging and the presentation of the sponges, because that is just, that's golden. I thought that was super cute. Okay, next I'm going to talk about OFRA. They're collaborating with Steph Toms. I just saw this randomly. I forgot who I saw it from, and then I clicked over to check out who she was, and then I saw she had a collab. It's called the Milk and Cookie Highlighter. How cute. And she's like actually in a tub of milk. That's amazing. Like, ooh, I don't know if I'd want to get in a whole tub of milk. I don't know. Something about that wears me out. But anyway, but talking about the highlighter itself, I think it's a really pretty highlighter. I'm a fan of OFRA's highlighters. They're very blinding. They're very beautiful. And I like how with this, you have a very light and a very dark. So it makes it a little bit more versatile for a collab kind of compact here to allow more people to use it. I don't plan to pick it up because I have, I think, 3 highlighters from OFRA, so I am sad, but I thought this was a cool launch and a very cute idea, cute concept. All right, Peachy Queen Cosmetics. First up, we're going to talk about is the surprise palette of, what's it called? Tiffany's palette. I guess it's just called Tiffany's palette. It's a gift box eyeshadow palette containing 9 shades of fabulous and classy, terrific teal theme. Comes with a mirror and sleeve, and it's a very Tiffany inspired eyeshadow palette. I like the concept and I like the color story of this palette in harmony with the packaging. I think just last week I was talking about how I have a hard time with Peachy Queen because it seems like she has great ideas for palettes, but then the cohesion between the palette and the color story doesn't always mix for me. This, I can totally see it. I think the only thing that would have made it better was to actually have a eyeshadow in the exact color of the Tiffany palette, like this color right here. But I understand why it's not in here, because I feel like if you had an exact color of the palette, it would look a little weird against the palette. So I get it. But anyway, all that aside, I think she did a great job with the color story. I really like the concept of this. I'm not into like Tiffany blue, or I'm not into the jewelry. I think it's a jewelry. That's how much I'm into this. I just know of Tiffany blue. So anyway, I think that concept is really cute, and I think the color story is also really nice and cohesive. I could see a lot of pretty looks being able to get with this color story. I think this is pretty. I don't plan to pick it up, but it's a really cohesive palette release. Okay, and then next up, Peachy Queen is also launching this Strawberry Lemonade palette. This is actually another palette again. I feel like she's just been on a roll recently with me. I like that color story. I am down for that color story. I think this is really pretty. The only drawback for me is that sweet and strawberries, those 2 reds, seem very repetitive to me. Like they just seem so close, but I'm sure they got some differences in there. Anyway, I am very intrigued on this one. This is one palette from Peachy Queen Cosmetics that I would absolutely pick up and try, and maybe this will be the first time trying her brand. Chill and Summer also look a little bit close now that I'm looking at it when it comes to the shimmers. Anyway, let me know if there's a lot of interest with me trying this palette out. This is a color story and a palette from Peachy Queen Cosmetics, like the first one that not only do I like the concept, do I like the colors inside, but I would enjoy using it as well, especially coming into summer. Like the looks I could get out of this, I'm sure I would absolutely love. So I'm very tempted to pick this up. If you guys would let me know that you want to see my review on this, let me know that down below in the comments, and I will probably pick it up because, like I said, I like the color story. It's right up my alley, so I feel like this is the palette I've been waiting for, because I feel like I keep saying I want to try Peachy Queen Cosmetics, but there's nothing that's grabbed me. Well, this palette has grabbed me, so I'm very tempted. Let me know what you guys would like to see down below in the comments. Okay, so at the time of me filming this, they're gonna say tonight what this is about, but I want to share it anyway, and I'll go ahead and put the picture because by the time I put this video up, I'll know what it is. But I'll first show you guys. This is the picture they teased, and last night, they said tomorrow at 6 p.m. CST, and all they gave was this picture. So I have nothing to go off of right now, but I am so intrigued. I cannot wait. I'll put the picture here, and then editing Katie can put a quick caption to let you guys know what I think about it, and if I'm excited for it, if I plan to get it. I'll just do something quick, and we'll talk about it next week and more in depth when I can sit on camera and talk to you guys. But I was so excited when I saw this last night. I had to mention it. I'm really excited to see what else Musee Beauty comes out with. SUVA Beauty launched the Color Theory palette, but it's the UV primaries is what it's called, because it has the primary colors with the yellow, red, and blue, and it has white and black. So the thought and the idea of this is that with this palette you can create any color under the sun, which I think is a really good idea. And definitely if you are someone who, you know, is more of an artist when it comes to makeup and liners, I can totally see you finding a lot of value in it, in this type of palette, getting those primary colors and being able to create it yourself. Me, however, on the other hand, when I see this, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to mix the colors up. It's just too stressful for me. I want the colors in the palette already so I can just put them on my eyes. So for me, this was an easy pass, but just the whole aspect of having to mix them also scares me. So this all around was an easy pass, but it is a new launch from SUVA Beauty. Okay, so Cara Beauty dropped this palette, which is really cute. Someone tagged me in it. Jazzy Buttes Does Makeup. She tagged me in it. Thank you so much, because I had never seen it anywhere. And if I was into larger palettes, I think I would have like snatched this up in a heartbeat, because it has all those tones that I love. It has those dirty golds, it has those greens, it has those mustards, and it has those browns that I enjoy mixing with those greens and mustards and whatnot, and dirty gold. So it's very pretty. This is a palette, though, I will say that it could have been edited down to such a smaller palette, because like these oranges there, so close. Even this row with the matte greens, like this second to the bottom row, there's a matte green, and then 2 more, but they have more gray and depth into it. But those 2 matte greens, like where's the difference between them? There's just so much repetitiveness, so that also hesitates me. But I've been curious about Cara Beauty for a little while, and this palette is definitely right up my alley. It's a new Time Traveler Pro palette by Cara Beauty. Very, very tempted. Those swatches look amazing. It's going to be a no for me. I just want to touch on this very briefly, but Give Me Glow is going to be repackaging or redesigning their mini blush and highlighters. So they were given a little sneak peek of what it's going to look like. I don't know if I'm unpopular opinion here, but I'm not super crazy about it. I prefer their cardboard boxes. They're kind of like cardboard like this. I don't have the highlighter handy. I don't know if all of theirs were like that, but a lot of them were. And I love the cardboard aspect and like just the design of it. This is just black and sleek. And I don't know, I love cardboard and design, so just a simple black compact with, you know, the mirror and whatnot doesn't excite me that much. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not crazy about it. Is that gonna dissuade me from ever purchasing one of their products? No, but I just figured I'd share that. When they launched these, I was like, oh, it just kind of looks like MAC. I don't know, it's just okay. Ooh, DeDe Signatures gave a little sneak peek. Look at this video. New product alert. Introducing our fruit-themed eyeshadow quads. I'm so excited. This kind of gives me like playing Makeup by Yolanda, except hers are 6-pan eyeshadows, but she did those monochromatic. I don't think they've launched yet because I've been checking up on them a little bit. Anyway, she's launching quads that are fruit-themed, and look at all of them. I'm so excited. You guys know the avocado one has my attention, and I'm pretty sure DeDe has said in the past that she's no longer going to be putting pressed glitters in her palettes, which I am so excited about. So that means that the quads, if the color's right, the avocado quad, it's going to be good. So I cannot wait to see the full reveal, but I figured I would shout her out really quick and let you guys know they are coming. If you like quads, if you like those monochromatic themed palettes, keep an eye on DeDe Signature. Oh, this is a sad news, but Becca Cosmetics is going to be shutting down in September of 2021. I was really surprised to see that, and it was going around. They announced it yesterday, and it was going all over social media. Everyone was surprised. And it's kind of sad to see, you know, when a brand has to say that they need to close down. I don't know. It was very heartbreaking. I think they said, you know, COVID just hit them too hard, and honestly, I think their last couple launches weren't exactly hits in the makeup industry, so I'm sure that didn't help either. They did just launch something. I heard someone say, like, it's kind of weird for them to just launch something last week and then announce this, but I mean, do keep in mind that these brands that are releasing stuff, it's not like they worked on it last month and they're releasing it now. They probably were working on it last year, or with COVID, maybe even a year and a half ago or two, so, you know, they have to move product that they already have and whatnot. But anyway, that was sad news to see. Closing our brand in September of 2021. Let me know what you guys think of this. I feel very indifferent because for Becca Cosmetics, it's a brand I was never crazy about them. I have products from them, but they've always just been they've been alright, so it doesn't hit me as much as, I don't know, if, you know, Menagerie Cosmetics or Give Me Glow or one of those brands said that they were closing down, because those are brands that I love. I have so many products from them that I love that it would hit me a lot differently. So this, I'm just very impartial, but let me know what you guys think. Did it surprise you? Are you disappointed? Do they have any staples that you're gonna have to find replacements for? But yeah, it was just sad to see that a brand has to shut down. DJ's Unique Boutique is getting ready to launch some singles. Look at these. Oh, so pretty. All 8 new shades from top to bottom. She has them all listed out. Coming this March. Stay tuned for more updates. I don't know prices or anything, but like, look at those. That blue at the top looks very pretty. Green apple looks really like a dirty green. I am intrigued. Keep you posted when I have more information, but I just want to share this video because those are so very pretty. Okay, moving right along. This is a new brand, new to me. It's a Hiss eyeshadow palette because it has a snake on it. Get it, Hiss? I think that's so cute. But anyway, they have a new palette that is like a more blue theme, but looking at it, I can't tell if it has, I think it might have pressed glitters. It's hard to see if it has pressed glitters or just marbled eyeshadows, but I think the color story is fun. I like that mix of cool tones with the bright color, with the bright colors. That purple is a really neat mix with all this muted tones. I just thought the color story was really pretty, so I figured I would share. Let me know if you've heard from this brand. I think I said Sparkybelle, but I think it's Sperkybelle. I could be mispronouncing that. It's hard. Sperkybelle. And like I said, I think it's a mix of pressed glitters with marbled eyeshadows. And marbled eyeshadows aren't my favorite to work with. I've mentioned that before. And then pressed glitters I really prefer not to work with. So all around, it's an easy pass for me. Okay, Alien Cosmetics has a pre-order for Lore, which is 5 duochrome eyeshadows and 4 mattes. I like this color story. I think this is really pretty. Sphinx up there looks so much fun. Medusa, of course, has my eye. I think Serpent up there is also pretty. Look at these shadows. Fawn and Centaur. So pretty. Those are definitely mattes that catch my eye. I'm in a bit of a conundrum with them because I like their color stories, but I don't really like their aesthetic. And so because I'm not crazy about their aesthetic, I don't really like their packaging. I mean, this one's not terrible. It's not the worst that they've done by far, of course. We talked about either last week or the week before another one that I love the color story, but I was not down for the packaging. So it's not the worst, but I just don't care to have it in my collection. So because of that, it's going to be a pass for me. But that color story is really pretty. Kat Von D launched the Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. And look at this packaging. That looks so cool with the swirls on it. Here are the colors. I think they did a great job with the color story, or the color story. I did not get much sleep last night. The color selection, the shade range, that's the word I was looking for. They did a great job with that. It's an easy pass for me just because Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm has me a little sus. I have a foundation balm from Kevyn Aucoin that I've tried to make work twice and I'm just scared of, so I keep avoiding it, but it wasn't a great experience for me with very oily skin. Maybe if you have drier skin, a balm would sound nice, but for me it just sounds like Grease City. So it's an easy pass for me, but I was glad to see KVD Vegan Beauty coming out with something, and I think they did a great job presentation-wise of making it beautiful. Okay, so someone left a comment on a previous video saying, you gotta check out this brand, Howl Beauty, and I followed them and then noticed not too long ago that they are launching this new cream eyeshadow. It's a highly pigmented full coverage multi-chrome cream eyeshadow in the shade Chameleon. You guys know, that looks so pretty. Oh, look at them. There's a bunch of them that they're launching and whatnot. The green definitely has my attention. The only reason I hesitate is because I feel like those shadows, if you're not someone who's going to use them frequently, they do dry out relatively quickly, which is a bit disappointing because they are in the pot. I mean, maybe they're going to be something different with Howl Beauty. I've only tried gel creams in a pot from a couple different brands, and when they don't have a good stopper to kind of keep the air out of them, they do dry out. So it's just something that I have in my mind, and because I know I'm not someone to turn to these kind of potted cream eyeshadows often, I'm going to hold out. I would much more prefer like a pressed, just a regular eyeshadow, because I know I can get more use out of it and it won't, go bad as quickly. But it is most definitely Chameleon. It's a beautiful shadow. That's very pretty, and I have my eye on this brand now. Bite Beauty is launching their Upswing Extreme Longwear Eyeliner. It's a clean, ultra pigmented liquid liner made by and for control freaks that glides on smoothly for precise, stress-free application and extreme long wear. I'm very much intrigued. You guys know I like to wing it out, but I tend to go, when getting a liquid liner, I tend to go drugstore just because it's more affordable. This retails for $25, which is a little bit pricey for me, but if I were to be able to get this on a discount, this is something that I would try from the brand, because I do like, doing wings every single day, and I do like winging out my eyeliner, so I'm always very intrigued when there's a new liquid liner on the market. So this would be something I would like to try, but with the price tag, I don't plan to try it anytime soon, if ever, unless I can get it on a really good sale. Okay, this brand, Idol Times Cosmetics. I believe that's how you break it up. Anyway, they launched this Dynamite palette, is launching February 28th, and the palette is inspired by the BTS song Dynamite. They're launching this palette. I don't know music, obviously, so let's just talk about the palette. I think it's a cute color story. I like the lime greens in it. There appears to be at least one pressed glitter, but for me personally, when I look at this palette, the ones that stands out is the lime green shimmer, the mustards, and then those deeper green tones on the other corner. So the vast majority of this palette is an easy no for me, but cute packaging. I think it's, cute little cassette tape and whatnot. Idol Times Cosmetics is an independent brand made for armies all over the world. Idol Time Cosmetics is not affiliated with any other company. Yeah, I've never heard of the brand, so let me know if you've heard of this brand, if you saw this going around, what you guys think of the color story. I just was scrolling and the lime green shimmer totally jumped out to me. I can't read what the name is when I zoom in, but anyway, that shade jumped out at me and I was like, oh, what palette is this? So I thought that was really pretty and I wanted to mention it. Beauty Bar Baby has some chameleons, Something Chameleon This Way Comes collection. Available for pre-order for $70. The pre-order will begin shipping the 3rd week of March. These all look super pretty. I have another picture I thought with just the shadows themselves, but I like to see swatches too. Nightshade is really pretty and whatnot. I'm trying not to buy single, more like multi-chrome, duochrome shadows because I just feel like I don't use them enough to warrant having all of them. But I figured I would shout it out. I always hear great things about Beauty Bar Baby. I've always been intrigued to try the brand. I just haven't yet. But yeah, their pre-order is available now. Okay, so Morphe Cosmetics apparently also launched 18-pan artistry eyeshadow palettes in a bunch different. So these just look like bigger versions of the 9-pan palettes that we just talked about last week. That's what confuses me. Make and Bank down here, didn't they have that before? It's pretty. I like it. I like the color story. Truth or Bear, easy pass for me. It's just a standard neutral palette that we have a million of. Blue Yaway, I think is what it's called. That's pretty. It's a, blue tone palette, but then you move over, we have Talkin' Flirty, which is a cool tone neutral palette. Sunset Beats, this one's pretty. It looks like that yellow is a pressed glitter, but when it comes to Morphe and color, it's like, we're gonna do Sunset Beats, but like the whole bottom row and even some of the second row is just like normal typical neutrals, and then they just have a couple pops of color there. Anyway, yeah, this is a pretty palette. Like, this is the only palette that really grabs me, but it's, again, that half of the palette. But yeah, anyway, it's an easy pass for me. They're too big, they're too repetitive, and it's Morphe, so it's an easy pass for me. But I figured I would share. I was just a little confused when I saw these because, like I said, they just look like bigger versions of the 9pan palettes we talked about last week. Alright, so that is it for the new makeup releases that I saw, jump out to me this past week. Any late breaking news, I will put it right here so you guys can kind of hear my thoughts right off the bat. And if it's anything big or anything major that I want to talk about more, I'll talk about it next week. But I always like to put that there just so you guys can know if anything releases between now, Thursday, and the time that I upload this Saturday morning. I'll put it here if I want to just let you guys know my initial thoughts. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so very much for watching. It's always fun to sit down and chit chat with you guys. I feel like overall this week was a pretty chill week. There wasn't anything that reached out to me and I was like, yes, I'm going to be picking that up. So that's always a good thing, except for the Peachy Queen. I think that was the one. I think that was the only thing that was like, yeah, I'm leaning towards getting this. But even that, let me know your thoughts. And if you guys don't care to see it, then I will just let it pass by. Maybe. But yeah, with all that said, if you want to continue getting daily content from me, I'm over on Instagram. I upload there about every day, and I do like fun tutorials, close-up eye pictures, product shots, flat lays, and all that sort of thing. I'm Lady Katie 92 over there. And yeah, with all that said, stay tuned. My next video will be continuing my declutter series, and then I'll see you back here next week, next Saturday, for another Will I Buy It, talking about new makeup releases. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.